still 26, so I'm also not naive to the fact that I'm still very early in my career. You know, irrespective of revenue, irrespective of star size, what you realize the more you grow is that there's always levels. There's always a level higher. Like, I remember when I met Ty Lopez and Grant Cardone in person, I'm like, these guys are like multiple 9 figures a year. But like, then I haven't met Tony Robbins yet, but I'm sure if I met Tony Robbins, I'd be like, this guy does 12 billion a year. I mean, Tony Robbins, you meet Elon Musk, like, I does hundreds of billions a year. He's nearly a trillionaire, you know? So there's always a level, and I think that's kind of kept me like even, and my ego never really supersedes that because it's also not how I was raised. What's up, Kyle? Hope you're well. Mila said, what's the hardest month you faced last year and why? Last year, September was really hard because I lost my best friend to the streets. And February was hard because I also lost basically someone like my little brother to the streets as well. So that was tricky. But that was, would I say that they're the worst months ever? Not really, it's just life. Like, I think what happens is the more pain you go through, the more you're able to actually see the beauty in pain. Like Dipset Anthem, which is like an old like 90s, 80s rap group, Dipset. I think they made a song called, or Jadakiss, right? It was Jadakiss. He said, we gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. And that song gets me so hyped up because there's a line in there where it says, have you ever tried laughing at death and crying at birth? And he says, you never know till you try it first. And that's so real. Like I said, I just lost a childhood best friend literally, a day and a half ago. Like I literally was looking at his body, right? Crazy. Almost cancer. Fuck cancer. Anyway, like, things like that. You just have to really understand that I had so many good memories of this individual, and I'm very grateful for that. Even though his life was paused at 27, but he's living in eternal paradise now. So those were some hard months last year, but I'm not that kind of guy that's like 2025 was the worst year. Like, no, it's not true. 2025 was an incredible year. I grew a lot as a man, as an individual, as an entrepreneur, as a creator, and I'm very grateful for the challenges and tribulations and successes that come with 2026. What's up, Rue? I hope you're doing well, and I hope more importantly you're feeling better. Chili Internet said, if you already had 10M, would you still be building this? Yes, 100%. We'll probably be doing 10M by next year. Is your lifestyle expanding faster than your discipline? Oh, good question. Well, perhaps, but let me tell you something. I think at my level, two things, and I'm not at the highest level at all. Like, yeah, we're in the top 2-3% of businesses in Australia, period, let alone in my industry. And we just hit like a new MRR level by the end of the year, end of this month. But more importantly, lifestyle and discipline. At this stage of my business, I'm more rewarded for my ability to make good decisions. So what I was able to do when I was at 10, 30, 50K a month, even to some level 80K a month, so you could still be doing $1 million a year doing what I was used to be doing. I could just forcefully get my way to higher revenue numbers. I could just make a gazillion cold calls, book a gazillion demos, and close, and then try to retain. But at the level I'm at now, because we're looking at kind of ending up within that 3 to 7 million a year mark by the end of this year in revenue. I'm much more rewarded for my ability to make good decisions and create and do what's called social engineering, right? So for example, today, my head of sales closed 3 deals in a day. And then we just finished roleplay before I did this call with my other full-time account executive, full-time closer, who just signed 2 weeks ago. And his confidence in the last 2 weeks, his first week was last week, or was just training. This is his second week. He's already saying, hey, he wants to sell tomorrow morning on Saturday. I'm like, I love this. He sounds like my head of sales, the way he talks. So when I talk about discipline and lifestyle expanding, the discipline of me remembering that my biggest leverage opportunity is to make good decisions for my team is discipline. It's not necessarily that I need to wake up at 5, 4, 6 a.m. as much as I did before, but that is the real discipline that I think I've been able to maintain, and that has allowed my business to keep growing, essentially every month since March last year. When does ambition become ego? When does ambition become ego? Well, first of all, people demonize the ego and criticize the ego. The ego can keep you alive. You have an ego to be clean. That's why you take a shower. You have an ego to walk. You have an ego to hit the gym because you want to look good for yourself and for the world, right? So egos in and of itself aren't bad things. Now, what happens is the extreme of anything is bad. The extreme of being too polite is bad. People walk all over you. The extreme of having excessive ego is dangerous because then you can't see your blind spots. You're like this. I can't see anything, right? So when it comes to ego, I don't think ego in and of itself is a bad thing. I think when you haven't been through trial and tribulation, your ego hasn't been seasoned. So there's a saying, fast success breeds ego, slow success builds character. I 100% agree with that. Because I've been doing this business thing since I was a teenager, and I'm now 26, nearly 27, I'm unk. Your boy's unk at the end of the year. Because I'm nearly unk, I am grateful for the level that the business operates at, but I'm also aware of how much pain, patience it took